nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank everybody that's attending tonight, Edinburgh Town Council meeting Monday, July 27th, 2026. We will do a roll call. Mr. Bryant and Ms. Buck are not here. Ms. Sweet,
Here.
Ms. Rooks.
Here,
All right, also with us is Rhonda Barrett, Clerk Treasurer, John Myers, Town Manager, and Dustin Huddleston, the Town Attorney. The minutes of council meeting July 13th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve the town council minutes of Monday, July 13th, 2026, if in fact there are no amendments, discussion, or additions.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Claims, Rhonda?
Yes, in your packet, you received a docket for tonight in the amount of $1,079,349.39. All claims have been reviewed and signed.
Any questions on the claims?
Yes, I did have one.
Okay?
I don't know if it's Mr. Barnett or John. This Rush Truck Centers of Indiana for approximately $1,300 for the grapple truck. Is that like the new truck that we just got?
Yes.
I'm sorry? That was just for service? Okay. That's the only question I have.
Then I have a question. It says Doris Lynn Morris, Sunny Law, 31 Mound Flowers. Is it Park and Rec? What's the Park and Rec Mound Flowers?
The flowers that go out on, out by CVS.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Anything else, Council?
I'll make a motion to approve the claims as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the Plant Growth Management System Service Agreement, Mr. Huddleston. Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at the old meeting notice. I apologize. Let's go back to, sorry, there's been a few revisions. Ordinance 2026-8, amending ordinance 2021-7, purchasing agency. This is the first reading. Mr. Huddleston.
Thank you. If you call, Town Manager Myers pointed this out that 2025, July 1st, Indiana law changed their standard purchasing, which increased the limits to be more flexible on bidding procedures. So this ordinance mirrors that new policy. So the requirement about 2 bids is now $7,500 to $15,000, and then the requirement for 3 bids goes to $15,000 to $300,000. So this is by statute. You can adjust if you want, but we always mirror with the statute. So this just updated.
Okay.
First reading, you can consider it. Vote on the next meeting. You can waive the first reading and vote on it.
I don't have a problem with person waiving it.
No, you.
Okay. I'll make a motion to waive the first reading for ordinance number 2026-8, amending the ordinance 2021-7, purchasing agency.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve ordinance 2026-8, amending the ordinance 2021-7, purchasing agency.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Resolution 2026-8, amending personnel policy, Mr. Huddleston.
Thank you, Mr. President. If you recall, council authorized me to adjust the personnel policy. If you remember, in previous versions, there was actually a flow chart on chain of command and how to raise those issues. And due to multiple revisions, that somehow was lost insert revisions. So this reinserts that flow chart that I prepared, but also adds a bit more information as to the chain of command policy about reporting how employees, who do they report to, and just give more guidance on that. The second thing that it adds is a required notice by federal law regarding the Family Medical Leave Act. This has to be included in any kind of employee handbook. There's also a requirement to post this notice in the town hall, and we already do that. But in looking at, I discovered this when I was looking at another issue with FMLA. We didn't have this in our employee handbook, so that adds this, and this is a requirement like that. So the resolution adds those two to the policy.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2026-8, amending the personnel policy.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now let's get back to that plant growth management system service agreement. Mr. Huddleston.
Thank you. If you recall, Mr. Killinger presented this agreement. I reviewed it, went back and forth with the company, and it is ready for approval.
Does it need a signature as well?
That was my question.
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, so when I was reading through it, it says like 4,500. Is that each time they come out and do each cycle? Because there was like a 4,500 cycle, then inventory and data summary. Is that a cycle, and then there's a cycle when they come out and do the
No.
work?
The first initial survey is the $4,500.
Okay,
So that's just the first survey. After that, they proceed with bidding out the work, everything after that. But that $4,500 is just their first initial system survey.
okay, thank you.
And I had all my questions answered. I had talked to Mr. Killinger earlier today. The signature, Rhonda, do you know this, it's Ryan, our town manager?
Right.
I'll make a motion to approve the service agreement for the plant growth management systems as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
I motion for council president Ryan Piercefield to sign off on the plant growth management system service agreement.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the approval of public official bond, Ms. Barrett.
Yes. The bond for John needs renewed. The bond amount is $50,000, so it's ready. The dates of the bond are from August 12, 26 through August 12, 27, so it's just renewal time for that bond.
I'll make a motion to approve the public official bond for John.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the SRF funds discussion, Bill.
Because if we move me down, Dalton, Sarah Beth go, and then I can finish this out.
Okay.
So I can have to come back to that.
Well, I'd hate for that to happen, Bill. Whose meeting is this? You want to rub your feet while you're up there, bud?
So with the SRF funding that we have left over, we talked, I wasn't in the meeting whenever they were talking about how to spend the rest of it. But I wanted to come back and discuss there's like $151,000 left. And I know we talked about stores on the fire hydrants and stuff, but we just spent $400,000 fitting new fire hydrants in and valves to help increase the fire protection stuff for the town. So with that 150,000 that's left over, I've got a few water mains, the valves are bad that I need to replace and put a perma-seal valve in, that we could probably do 5 to 7 of them, which will help on this 252 project and a few other places. So I was wanting to show you what a perma-seal valve actually does. It's a short video, so you can see what it does. It cuts the section of the main out and just put it in place. So this is a Mueller perma-seal valve, which instead of shutting the water mains off, you can take this valve and it just clamps around it. And then they take a process and it's just gonna show you what it does, but it'll cut a section of the main completely out, so makes it a maintenance valve, just like a standard, that's a standard in sort of a needle valve on the left there that gets put in when they're putting new water lines in. But on Owen, so you don't have to shut people off and create issues, you can do that permaseal valve. So then it cuts out, you can see there, instead of cutting a hole in it, it cuts the whole piece of main out of it. And then sticks this part in there to where you can open and close that valve, and it works just like a regular insert valve. We'll just have to see what the bids are on, but I think we can do 5 to 7 of them in the system with this money, probably 5, just because of the way SRF works, for bidding and stuff. And then like we had our engineering with Westlers for this plant. So when the plant was completed, we had all this extra money we had to spend, so we used engineering getting the spending, so we're depleted on that. So we need to do a new contract with Westlers, which I'll let Adam talk about that, for the engineering part of it, that we can also try and get these insert valves, to help shut water mains off. So, which I know, like I said, storage valve or storage connection for fire hydrants was brought up, which would be a want instead of a need, but I feel like that I need this project, in my system, so I just want it. Anyway, go back to that. So anyway, with that being said, I just want to get permission to be able to get the engineering going so we can get the bid process out, and Adam can explain that.
I think the first part we want to confirm is, so what we want to spend the additional dollars. Bill mentioned source connections or the firm sales here, and what we spend the dollars on is going to depend how much it costs to spend those dollars. So, for example, like the source connection, SRF would allow us to do a short, like a one-page memo for an amendment to get that incorporated into their scope. Because the original scope of the project was just the plans, and then we've added those few hydrants and valves. So regardless of what the work we do moving forward, we would need to coordinate with SRF. If it's hydrants and valves, that would be a similar amendment, just a more nuanced process for them to look at the environmental and make sure that it works. So, big picture from an engineering contract perspective, we're out of funds now, which is surprising that it happened this late in the game. And I say that because our contract was originally just for the plant. And at the end of that job, we had some dollars left. John and I talked initially and said, let's just ride it out. We've run out. So depending on what the additional work we end up pursuing, that would change the amount of engineering required. So my proposal would be either way that we would move forward with the time and materials not to exceed amount for this additional work. And it could be an amendment to our existing agreement. That way the paperwork stays clear from SRS perspective. But more or less, it would just be an hourly recharge for our services to keep spending $1,000. And that would be required either way, but I want to make sure council knows what we're going to move forward with before we move forward with that other piece too. Does that make sense?
It sounds like that Bill needs these valves. And so that
We
sounds like
need
it's
to
a
spend
need.
this money.
Or-
We need to get it going so we can
How fun is
take
that?
the stress off that woman over there.
I will say the permaseals are a lot better product, much superior products to the other insert valves that are out there. Many of the other ones that are out there are very easy to abuse or break, and these are very robust. And as Bill said, they act like a main valve. So from his perspective, it really does put it back the way it should have been, rather than a valve you've got to be careful with it and babysit and worry about forever.
So anyway, we're basically asking for guidance on how you want to go finish this off, this last 150-some-thousand. So, with permission, I would like to get the engineering started and I guess assume we get a bid packet together to send it out for bid, because it'll have to go out for bid again, because we cannot add it to the last addendums, which is next after mine and Sarah Beth's and thing, then I'll come back up there and talk again. So,
So is that what the next step is? Is to get bids on?
would be the engineering to approve a contract, let Dustin, however Dustin needs to do his amendment stuff. I'm assuming that
I think the most immediate next step would be council decides to move forward on spending the additional dollars on whatever scope research is. Then once you make that motion, then I would have a green light to prepare a contract amendment to then bring to you for your next meeting for review to get this whole ball rolling.
How do you want to, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, you're saying we need these and it's the last of the monies of it. So what's the best way to actually, I'm having a discussion now, so. What's the best way to sum that up, Justin?
Really, you're not approving anything tonight. I think you don't need to make a motion. Just if you want them to send proposals and start the process.
Just,
Go
go ahead, yeah.
Hear feedback.
Very good. Well, with that, I'll prepare an amendment to our agreement in the next meeting. We'll have some to review. And provided that moves forward, we'll put together a bid package.
Right, that's what I was getting at. Do we have to approve to do that? That's fine. Okay. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving forward.
Doppler, Doppler, please, Bill.
Okay.
So you're
So-
already up here.
Well, I know, but I'm gonna sit down and come back. Anyway, so with the Doppler, I'm assuming, I know Kevin talked to you about it last meeting that he was gonna let you know we were gonna be here, and I'm assuming you guys got a copy of this agreement. So, basically, it's for, I know, like, Ms. Buck asked the last time I had to have water shut off and we did the tie-in on the 252 project, how did we notify people when we have a water outage? And sometimes it's when you're in the middle of an emergency situation, you don't have time to go door to door. You just do the social media thing and move on. And she's like, well, what if they don't have social media? So basically, this is a piggyback off of that, which they've been working on. So we already have Doppler for our call-out situation. But with this, now when we get a call out, if we have a main break or a power outage or a sewer backup that's going to require several hours of work, with this Doppler notification, I'm not real sure. I'm sure you can get on an app, or more likely you're going to get on a laptop or a computer, and you're just going to go in there and draw a circle on what area is affected. And with our billing system, it will Doppler will automatically notify everybody within that circle through however, whether, I'm assuming it's going to be a phone call, text message type deal, to let them know that there's a water outage or a power outage or sewer backup and we're working on it. And then they'll be notified when it's done. So, so the services are restored in any board waters or whatever we may be on. The price overview is $14,999, which is over a 3-year period for that. So a little under $5,000 a year to have this added to our stuff. And I'm assuming he's asking for approval to do it, and then probably a signature on the back page. So, with that,
I think there were still some lingering questions about TextMyGov and Doppler from the council members that aren't here. So I think the consensus is, as far as Doppler and TextMyGov, I think we're going to wait till we have a full forum to make that decision. Just because I think there was some questions that I think Debbie had some. I don't want to speak for her behalf, but there's no pressing emergency with either one of these. So,
This contract starts March 27th.
so yeah, we're fine. So I think
Yeah, we
both
got
of those.
time. I'm just was asked to present, so I'm here.
Well, I know, I'm just worried about your feet.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, obviously,
So we will we'll table that. And Sarah Beth, I think that kind of is a segue right into yours as well.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Is yours 27 too?
No, ours actually, I think it was, like, the quote was good until tomorrow.
Right, I asked
And
that, yeah.
She did say, and it sounds like we could definitely have some negotiating, since this was tabled again, we'll let them know, tomorrow morning that we didn't have a full, present council here this evening. So, because I think it was Debbie that had actually asked me if the someone, if we did send out like an alert to an area for some reason, and someone had opted out, if we would be able to see that opt-out, and so that was a question we had for them last week, and we are able to, they basically, it was very much like Doppler, where they pulled up a map, put a circle around it, and you could see in that circle who had opted in and who had opted out of the system, so, yeah. So that's fine, we can table it. Emily, did you send the, latest, what they sent, like, to the 11 on, or what the different? Yes. Okay. So, yeah, we can wait till next meeting and let them know.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
Dalton, fault current upgrades for substation.
Alpha Engineering is recommending we change 63 cutouts for the south end of town for the new substation build. We're going to do that over a period of time. The substation, we're hoping is going to be energized by late summer, early fall of next year. So there's two quotes from Brownstown and Wesco. So I'm just asking for approval to go with the lower quote of Brownstown Electric.
Sure, you have any questions?
I do not.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the fault current upgrades for substation from the Brownstown Electric Supply in the amount of $11,673.90.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Need a signature? No, this is just like,
No.
no, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, the hydrant valve replacement change order number 2, Adam.
Hi, Council. You're probably wondering why we're talking about this, because last time Taylor was here to talk about the exact same thing. Last time she was here to talk about dollars. Today, we're here to only talk about contract time information. So initially, when we coordinated with the contractor, they said, yeah, we can do it, but it wasn't exactly known what that timeline would be. Would it be an extra 50 days, 70 days, whatever the case would be. So we as a team decided to leave that open until they did finish, and then we would just go back and clean that paperwork up. So that's what this change order is for. It adjusts the contract time from original date to actual date when substantial completion was achieved.
Okay. And which one is that on here, Adam?
Which one is
The
what?
date wise? Are we going from,
Do you mind if I approach?
oh, no,
I put things up. So the original substantial completion was listed as May 17th. And we added, no, sorry, it was July 15th, I apologize. And we added, no, it was May. We added 90 days, and that took us to that July 15th for substantial completion.
okay,
And that was largely due to just materials and contractor scheduling. Nothing that was unforeseen or unpredictable.
Make a motion. Make a motion that we go ahead and change the date to July 15, 2026 for the hydrant and valve replacement change order number 2.
Thank you. With that, following this, I'll take the signed version and route that to SRF and get the contracts all cleared up.
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye. That's okay. And motion for Council President Ryan Criswell to sign the change, or I'm sorry, the
Change order.
hydrant and valve change order.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Don't go too far, Adam.
I'm just waiting for the payout.
Yeah, don't go far, Adam.
The
My
hydrant,
steps in.
yeah. Talk to Bill about that.
I'm still young, I guess.
The hydrant valve replacement pay application, Rhonda, number 2.
Yes, the pay application number 2 is in the amount of $94,525 for Infrastructure Systems, Inc. It's ready for approval for payment, and it also needs approval for Ryan to sign. Adam, do you want to add anything on that?
I can. So this pay application pays the contractor out for 100% of the work completed minus retainage. This is a typical, hey, we're done with the project and ready for the final walkthrough pay application.
Okay. Any questions? Make a motion to approve the hydrant valve replacement pay application number 2 in the amount of $94,525.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion for Council President Ryan Pierceville to sign off on the hydrant valve replacement pay application number 2.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and let's do hydrant valve replacement pay application number 3, Rhonda.
Okay, pay application number 3 is in the amount of $20,580.40, which is the retainage.
And this is
Finish that out.
that other piece, that flip side of the coin, this pay application is submitted after we've completed the substantial completion walkthrough. So this means me, Bill, contractor, went through the site, looked at all the work done, we don't have any issues with it, and they're good to be let off of work.
That'll be the final.
Yes, this is the final pay application.
Okay, make a motion to approve the hydrant valve replacement pay application for number 3 in the amount of $20,580.40.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion for Council President Ryan Piercefield to sign off on the hydrant valve replacement pay app number 3.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, council.
Thank you.
All right, other business. Sweet. Mary?
No, I don't have anything either.
I don't have anything. Dustin?
No, sir.
John?
Yes, I'd like to give permission to work with Mr. Huddleston to update our parking ordinance regarding boats, trailers, campers.
Okay. I don't see a problem with that.
I don't either.
You need a motion for that? or- Good. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Rhonda?
Just that we will start having budget meetings in August. Right now, I'm looking at immediately following the August 10th and August 24th meeting, and then probably another one on the 17th in the middle, like at 6 p.m. So just a heads up, it's budget time.
Chief Little? You good? All right. Julie? Sean? Bill? Oh, you're gonna get up there. Oh, Bill. Got new boots on then. And they're made for walking.
My feet are hurt, I just had a rock. I just want to let you know, I didn't need to come up here, but the water tower mixers are in the towers and they are working, so they're on, we're good to go. So all that project is done, and now I gotta just spend the rest of my money, it would be good.
Good.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, that's thanks.
Daniel?
Last week of the full Monday through Friday before we go to weekends only, so get out there and have yourself a swim Monday through Friday this week if you want to. And then we are working on transitioning from our youth club to our before and after school program, so doing all the fun stuff with that.
Stan, are you surviving? Got anything you'd like to discuss? Dalton? Sarah Beth?
Yeah, couple things, we got the plaza design. So, I will be emailing this packet to the council members, so you can take a look at it. John, Daniel, I met with RBI today to go over it, so, when I email it to you, I'll send some notes from that, because I learned a lot today going through it. It's kind of hard to just look at them and not have any background information on it before you dive in. Also, that's everyone. We're also going to reach out to some different community stakeholders too and get some input. But we have 3 concepts that we looked at today. And then also in your packet would have been, or should have been, some information from the Johnson County Housing Coalition. It's Spaces for All. So I know I mentioned it a couple of times. Those are 2 organizations that been working with to look at how to activate some of our vacant housing in the community. So, we probably got around 20 homes right now that are just sitting there vacant for a number of reasons. And so there's really no ask from the town right now, it's just more education. But this is something where we'll probably just be asking for community support, and maybe that's even through a letter, And as we go through what the best process might be to educate and to reach out to our landlords in town that have these vacant properties to see how the coalition and Spaces for All can work with them to either acquire the property or help them get the property maintained and get it, get occupied again. So that was just some educational information, but I wanted to ask if there were any questions about that.
That would be great. Get some of these properties, put people in them.
Yes, absolutely. So, and then other than that, we are full steam ahead with the Fall Festival and the Holiday Lights right now. So we're working on both of those events and getting things going. So things are going well so far. We've been in contact with the Carnival Company, and we were joking earlier that they have a new ride this year. So Todd Flyers will be very happy that they all for us again. So if you see Todd, you be sure to let him know we're going to have a new ride this year.
Thank you, Sarah. I'll open up for public comment. If there are any, please state your name and your address for the record.
Good evening, my name is Danny Neal, I live at 324 Kilpatrick Court. I know I'm kind of an outsider to most of the Edinburgh people, but I am 25% Carnes. So most of you know the Carneses. And my cousin's name is on the gymnasium over there. He was a basketball coach in the 50s, Harold Hickman. So I do have some connections to this community. But my main reason for asking, I know everybody wants to go home, but is there any kind of timetable on, we had the discussion about the pond last week at number one. Is there any kind of timetable on what's going to be done? Or, I mean, I don't want it to just be, we brought it to the town council and everybody was happy it got brought up and you guys listened, but I don't want it to just go away because I've been posting pictures of that thing for 7 years since I've lived here.
Okay. I've done some research and I've been talking with Wayne at the golf course. He's got a company coming out, I think this week or next week, looking at putting aerators at the bottom because they said there used to be a fountain there. That fountain just sucks water from right under the bottom of it, which doesn't really oxygenate the water to keep the algae down. The aerators go on the base floor of the pond and pumps water or air in the system to help reduce the algae and stuff. So he's got a company coming out to look at that. So
Yeah, I was over there talking today to the guy that spreads the chemicals in there, which he's putting chemicals in number one, and he said it's no use because it's not doing anything. The water transfer just takes it right down to, so they're just pouring chemicals in there and just wasting money. And I know once before, 2 or 3 years ago, they came through there and they cut all the undergrowth out. They were out there for a couple of weeks and carried it off and everything, but some people I've talked to said that they should have killed it all then. They should have, shocked with the herbicides then in order to kill what was growing on the bottom. They just cut it off and then it just grew back.
right.
So, and the guy who was over there today, he also said that if the storm sewer drains went into that, that might even be helpful because the warmer water would help offset the colder water coming out of that pump. Because supposedly the reason why it grows so heavily in there is because the temperature of the water is like 50 degrees.
I'll look into that too.
Unfortunately, Wayne's not here tonight, so.
No, I mean, it's just, and the pond on number one is visible from the street.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's an eyesore, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones obviously are eyesores on the other side, but they're not near as bad. And, I mean, I know the lady that lives across the street, it smells really bad. And the guy that was here last week, Mr. Mitchell, said that his dog got in it one day and got really sick. And so obviously it's kind of a health hazard.
Well, I think we're working towards a solution. We just don't have it yet. So
Yeah.
we just found out about it last council meeting, and it sounds like Wayne's and you guys are making some movement. That's just about all I know of it right now.
Yeah, I didn't expect a solution in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, It would be nice to have a moat to move that way.
Right, I just
So,
didn't want to see it just go away.
No, I don't think it's going away. I think it's going to be fixed. We just got to figure out how we're going to fix it.
And for my neighbors on St. Andrews particularly, a lot of them have inquired as to why the access that was on the 3rd Street back there that was built, why it's not going to be opened up to that county road. Because they said this traffic over on St. Andrews is just constant.
That road is for the fire department.
What's fire department access?
Yes. Originally, they were going to open it to everybody, weren't they?
I don't believe so.
No?
I don't know. I can't, I don't know how that development was set to take place. Do you know, Julie?
Plans that I've seen have only been listed in the emergency access.
I remember that coming down, I think that, yeah.
Yeah, St. Andrews is like getting on 65 sometimes. They're just flying down through there. 20 doesn't mean anything to anybody coming down St. Andrews. Kind of like some of the other streets in town here, obviously, too.
Yeah.
And one other thing, third thing, rather than have to post pictures online in order to get attention to get something done, is there any kind of channel of communication other than coming here and making comments where, because last year I sent an email, I think to you guys, and the electrical box behind our house, there was a tree that sprouted behind it. It grew about 10 feet tall. You couldn't even see the box back there no more. And the trees behind there, which are on the golf course property, were all overgrown and hanging down almost to the ground. And I had to complain to get them to come out there and do something about it. I mean, it's not on my property, it's on the golf course side. And I'm just curious as to their, there's gotta be something.
If you spoke to Wayne, have you spoke to our town manager? I'm just
He
curious.
might have got the email that I sent.
Because I don't know what you're referring to, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I hate to say it, but when they came out there, they acted like I really put them out by them having to do that. I mean, and now the trees growing back up and they don't weed eat around it.
We have an electric staff member right here.
Yeah.
You have any comment to that, sir?
Yeah, if you have anything on that, you can call the utility office and put in a work order. We'll come out and look at it and do it.
So they would be the same for anybody that lives in the community out there. Because there is no HOA and people don't really want an HOA. They don't want to be restricted by it. I think the back section has an HOA, but it's just for cutting grass
And the
and
back
plowing
does,
snow.
yes. Yeah, you're right, the back does.
So-
Yeah, but it sounds like calling up town hall and getting a work order placed in should alleviate it, should.
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to be the complainer, even though I've been
No,
labeled.
well, I mean,
I've been labeled as one. I put these pictures online. I had people post on there, you need to move. Even the golf course manager gave a thumbs up to that one, which I was kind of disappointed, but whatever. I just want to get it done. I just want to get it changed, get it fixed. They're the property owners, just like my property. When we moved in, we were told we had to sod our yard. It had to be all brick. You had to have so many square feet. You couldn't do this, had to be a cement driveway, so I did exactly what they said and I keep my property nice and I expect the same.
understand that.
Thank you very much for your time, Keith.
Anybody else?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for attending.